Hey guys, I want to talk all about fat burning and how to become fat fueled doing a ketogenic or low carb diet. Now the body will burn two different forms of fuel. It's either going to be burning sugar or glucose, or it's going to be burning fat or stored fat. Now in order to minimize our body's fat stores, we want to be burning our own stored body fat. Now, after we eat a meal, our body goes into what's known as the absorptive state. And it is breaking down all the nutrients from what we just ate so that it can absorb them and utilize them and store them for energy later. About 4 hours after eating a meal, our body goes into what's known as the post-absorptive state. And in that time, insulin, which is the hormone that tells your body to store fat and make fat, it goes down low enough that glucagon starts to rise. And glucagon is the opposite hormone to insulin. When glucagon is dominant, our primary fuel is body fat. And that's why we like to measure ketones, because ketones are produced as a byproduct of burning our stored body fat. So in order to burn body fat, we want to make sure we're not taking in any ketones in the form of any ketone supplements or things, because we only want to measure ketones if we're measuring them from our own stored body fat being broken down and utilized for fuel. You don't have to test your ketones in order to know that you're in ketosis. You can also just test your blood sugar, or you can also just go by the fit of your clothing or measuring your weight with a scale or doing body composition measurements. There's lots of different ways to measure your body fat. My favorite is the fit of my jeans, and the fit of my favorite jeans. My jeans, my smallest pair of jeans, are fitting better than ever, and I haven't lost weight on the scale. That's because my body is a fat burning machine. It's burning through fat, it's adding muscle, it's adding weight from the form of muscle and denser bones. And that's what I want to have. I want to have strong muscles and strong bones and not a ton of stored body fat that I don't need. Now our body stores body fat for us so well because it wants us to survive. And I'm glad that my body does that for me, but I don't need all this excess stored fat on my body. So I want to burn through it. I want to be fat fueled. And the best way to do that is to follow a diet that keeps carbs and high starch plant foods to a minimum. The reason for that is starches are stored sugars in plants and vegetables. And if we eat a lot of plant foods that are high in starch, our body's going to burn through those first. If we are eating a lot of supplemental ketones or taking ketone supplements, our body's going to burn through that first before accessing our stored fuel. If we're eating a lot of glucose in general, it's going to prevent us from burning fat, because the body only switches to that glucagon dominant stage once we have lowered insulin enough. And the way to get low, steady insulin levels is by following a low carb or ketogenic diet.